Welcome to the Wealth Matters podcast, where investors come together to better understand how to build passive cash flow and create generational wealth without all the confusing mumbo-jumbo. Here's your host and co-author of Amazon #1 bestseller, Alpesh Parmar.
Welcome to Monday's section of Wealth Matters podcast. Hope all of you are doing great and hope you're enjoying my videos. I want to talk about something which is really important. The one thing that keeps most Americans up at night is debt. And I was looking at that and then I was discussing with a friend. So I thought, why shouldn't I make a video about good debt versus bad debt? What is good? And that this may not apply to all of you. For some, a good debt could be a bad debt because of your own situation, or maybe a bad debt could be a good debt because that's what you want, right? Or that's what makes sense in your particular scenario. Before we get started though, hit the bell icon, subscribe and like this YouTube channel. And if you are listening to me on podcast, please subscribe and leave a rating or review. So a simple rule about debt is that if it increases your net worth or has future value, it's a good debt. If it doesn't do that and you don't have cash to pay for it, it's a bad debt. The next question is, how do you know you have too much debt? So do this exercise. Add all your monthly debt payments and divide them by your monthly gross income, not just your take-home pay. To get your debt to income ratio, they call it as DTI. For instance, if you have a $1,500 monthly mortgage, $200 car payment, and pay $300 a month for credit cards and other bills, your monthly debt is $2,000. If your gross monthly income is $4,000, it means your debt to income ratio is 50%. Lenders prefer to see that your DTI is less than 43%. And if it's less than 36 or less, then it's very healthy debt to income ratio. So this is very important when you are trying to get a mortgage or any kind of loan, because depending on your two things, right? Credit, of course, the third thing also they check, but one is credit score, first one, debt to income ratio, and the third one is your income, right? And that's how they decide what kind of interest rate, what kind of terms they could offer to you. So good debt is often exemplified in the old adage, it takes money to make money, right? So you have to take on debt to make money. If the debt you take on helps you generate income, like passive income using real estate, Bitcoin, whatnot, and build your net worth, then that can be considered a positive, right? So good debt is the type of debt that may be considered an investment, such as a mortgage, student loan, etc. And this debt is taken on to purchase something that will increase in value or contribute to your overall financial wealth. Some of the examples are student loans, your own business, buying real estate, right? So student loan, because you are getting educated, the more educated you are, you'll be able to make more money, right? If you are putting a new business, opening a new business, maybe the debt makes sense, right? Or of course, buying a real estate, rental real estate, you can't go wrong. Bad debt, on other hand, is used for purchasing material things. This is very important. Some of those things are not needed, you just want it. So this includes credit card debt and high interest loans. While bad debt might make you happy, it does not provide any type of return on your investment that puts you in a better financial position than you were before. And it's generally considered to be a bad debt if you are borrowing to purchase a depreciating asset. In other words, if it won't go up in value or generate income, then you shouldn't go into debt to buy it. Right. So when I buy Bitcoin or when I do mining of Bitcoin, I make sure that I put the Bitcoin in an interest earning or staking account so that I can make 4%, 6%, whatever per year as well. So that debt, if I've bought that Bitcoin using that, and I'm not recommending to do that, okay? This is just my own criteria, then I may be positive already. And the other example, I don't know why Elon Musk is saying that, oh, Tesla will accept Bitcoin, then suddenly says, oh, now they will not. Because you know what? I don't think anyone should be that stupid to buy a depreciating asset like a car with an appreciating asset like Bitcoin. That would be so stupid. So this year, if you paid, let's say, 2 Bitcoin as of now, right? $50,000 Bitcoin, $100,000 car Model X. If if you put the Bitcoin and bought a Model X, next year the value of that Model X has already dropped to 70 grand. While if that Bitcoin went up to let's say 75 grand, not even, I'm not saying 100 grand. Now you put down 100 grand to lost 100 grand to buy $100,000 car, which is worth $70,000 next year, and your Bitcoin, the value of those two Bitcoins have gone up to 150,000. Look at, you are in a losing position, right? So that's why I consider buying a car on auto loan, unless you absolutely need it and it's going to increase your business, maybe your net worth. Otherwise, buying a $50,000, $30,000 car is same as buying a $100,000 car. But of course, if you are in a business like realtor or certain type of business, you may need a nicer car, right? Clothes, consumables, personal loans, payday loans, high interest credit cards, all those are bad debt, right? So as I said, good debt may be considered an investment. Bad debt not is an investment. Good debt used to finance things that will increase in value. Bad debt used to finance things that can be consumed or the things would depreciate, right? Good debt examples are mortgages, right, for real estate, student loans. And car loans depend in the kind of car and the necessity. It could be in good debt or bad debt, right? So one other thing I was discussing with my friend, and he just recently bought a nice car. I don't want to talk about which car and whatnot, right? And he said that, oh, you know what? I only put down $10,000 and I'm going to pay installment of $1,000 a month. And I'm like, $1,000 a month? And I live in San Francisco Bay Area. A lot of people make here a lot of money, but the more debt you start taking on, it just becomes a snowball, right? So if you are already paying $5,000 a month after tax for your mortgage, property tax, insurance, etc., plus you are adding another $1,000 a month for the car. So he explains me, oh yeah, because he got the 3% interest on the car loan, so he's going to invest the difference. He had 30,000 to put down, but he only put down 10,000 because he knows he can invest the difference and earn 7-10% on that, the difference of $20,000. My question is, and again, I may be wrong, this is just my philosophy, that I would prefer to bring down that installment to $700 a month or $500 a month, which is more manageable in case something happens. If one of us loses job, in case we get some other expenses, I want to keep that car. I don't want to lose that car. It's better for me to keep that expense to minimum, because that's a bad debt in my eyes, because I didn't need the car. I could have driven, $30,000 car. Instead, I ended up buying a $100,000 car. Right? So that's very important. Second, my question to any of you thinking that we invest the difference, do you actually keep track of investing that difference? And do you also keep track that you made more than 3% of that money? I'm not able to. If it's $10,000, $20,000, I'm not able to. I got to have at least $50,000 for me to keep track of it. So I do that with my HELOC loan all the time, where I have the HELOC on my primary home. And then whenever I see a nice property or something, I pull money out of it. I buy the property. In a year, I refinance and put the money back into my HELOC. So that's a good debt, because I'm using the debt to acquire another property, which is going to generate me income, right? In that case, I'm usually able to keep track of it, that I'm paying 4% on my HELOC. I'm getting, a property which is at least earning me 7-8%. So I'm positive. On top of that, I have a property. I have another investment which is appreciating, right? So make sure when you take on a good debt or bad debt, depending on your scenario, try to pretty much figure out that, is it actually a good debt for you or bad debt? And if you are thinking that, oh, I'm going to invest the difference, are you actually making more than the interest you are paying? So it's very important to go in detail and pretty much look at your own scenario, because I think not all debt can be so easily classified as good or bad. As I said, it often depends on your own financial situation or other factors. So let me know what you guys think of this video. I think it's very important, because we continue to take on debt. Our government, US government, and lots of the other governments as well continue to take on more and more debt. So we got to see if it's going to be good debt or bad debt. Thank you so much for watching. Have fun and continue to invest.
Thanks for listening to the Wealth Matters podcast. If you enjoyed it, please leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes so others can enjoy the show too. Have a great week and happy investing!